Welcome back to The Average Drinker. I'm Dara, I'm your average drinker, and it's Thursday, and that means it is time for another review. And I have a brand new bottle that I just got. Super excited. Well, okay, when I say I just got this, when you guys look at this bottle, it's about halfway down already. Kind of looks bad on my part, doesn't it? Well, it might not be that bad because shared some with friends, Bill drank some, I drank some. This is Bardstown Discovery Series number 8. The newest Discovery Series that's come out. Well, I mean, 9 might be out by now. Who knows? But this is the newest one that's out. Got it. I've got a good grasp on what I think of this bottle, and I'm excited to share my review with you. So, normally I don't like to read everything on the bottle. I just like to tell you what I think it smells like, tastes like, what the finish is, and then give you my score. But I do, with these discos, because they put all their blends on the side of the bottle, I want to read this to you. So, on this one, we have a 66% Kentucky 12-year. Then we have a 17% Indiana 7-year. And then 11% on a Canadian Ontario 12-year. 100% corn, might I add. And then 6% Indiana. And this is a 6-year rye. So the first two bourbons, then a Canadian 100% corn, then an Indiana rye, so to finish it out. So it's got a nice blend of age, a little bit of rye, 100% corn, so just a very unique blend altogether. This one comes in at 114.1 proof. So now it's time to tell you if this bottle is good and what I think of it. I'm excited to share my review because if you guys know by now, I really do enjoy the Bardstown series, the Discovery series. I've had some really good pours, especially, okay, it was super hard to tell you the difference, like what I liked more between Bardstown Disco 6 and 7. I think I still like 6 better, but now we're gonna add 8 into the mix, and who knows where we're gonna end up with this one. So I'll do my normal review, and then after I finish my review, I'm gonna do a triangle blind between 7 and 8, and we'll see which one really does come out on top. All right, let's dive in onto this one. So it has a really nice, rich, amber-looking color on it. I don't ever usually talk about the color, but this one actually looks pretty dark. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, a really nice dark color. All right, on the nose. It is also very rich on the nose right away. That's something I noticed the first time I drank this, the second time, the third time, fourth time, whatever. I drank it and I thought it was rich on the nose. I also get a nice poof of oak that comes through, as well as something that reminds me of a light whiskey, but there's not really any light whiskey in this. So I don't know where I'm getting that from, but just that light whiskey note. Some caramels, vanillas, maybe even a little bit of like an apricot note in there, and some birthday cake to top it off, like a birthday cake, like a spongy birthday cake. Overall, the nose is really nice on this one. Yeah, definitely really is nice actually. Even some burnt, wow, I don't know what that word was. It was like barn and burnt. No, it doesn't, well maybe, burnt. Burnt barn. I guess that's a nose on this one. No, what I meant was a little bit of burnt sugar and more like a burnt light brown sugar, if that makes any sense. All right, let's dive in to see what this one tastes like on the palate. Cheers to you. Thanks for being here. I feel like I need to cheers someone when I do this. There you go. Cheers. Clink. There we go. Right up front, you get a huge rush of cinnamon, but not like a super spicy cinnamon. Then there's this like char, like that burnt charish barrel influence right up front. And it kind of rolls into this sweeter vanilla. Yeah, sweet vanilla, caramelized sugar. Kind of has some of those classic bourbon flavors, but then I'm also getting this sweeter fruit in there. Just like a little bit of maybe, I don't want to say cherry, because actually, yeah, cherry. Like a dark red cherry. But then also something that I get on the back end of this one that I really enjoy is toffee. Yeah, toffee. I love toffee. And this one gives me that toffee, some of that Werther's original flavor coming in on the back end of it. The flavor sits there for a little bit. It's a little bit warm on the back of your throat. Let me take another sip of this. Yeah, it's just oaky. Definitely oaky. You can taste some of that age in it, which I really like, because if you guys know me, you know I really enjoy that oakiness. It's not quite as rich as like a Calumet 16 on the oak, nor is it as rich on the flavor. I feel like this, to me, when I drink this, it's like a toned down version of Calumet 16 with more cherry notes that come through, some more of that fruit note, and not quite as sweet. A little bit drier, especially on the back end. It's not that oily, like tongue feel either, but it's good. Overall, it's really good. I really enjoy it. Take one more final sip, then I'm gonna tell you guys my score on this one. Yeah, I do like it. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not bad. If you've been watching for a while, I have a tendency to say, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Actually, it's pretty good. It's not that bad. I do that all the time. Anyhow, the score on this one. So, overall, I think this is a great whiskey. It's a great whiskey. I like it. I enjoy it. It tastes good, has good flavor, has a good finish, it has a good nose on it. Is it the best whiskey of the year? Right now, I don't think it's the best whiskey of the year. In fact, I think that I actually like Disco 7 better than this, and that's why I'm gonna give this one a final score of 3.5 corks out of 5. It is good, and it's still good, and I would recommend it. If you see one, you can pick it up. I know it's got a little bit higher of a price tag, so that's kind of why I really want to do this triangle blind, to see, actually the more I sit here, the more I get some of those like toffee flavors. Yeah, the finish is nice. It has a really nice finish on it. So I want to do a triangle blind with 7. I had Bill pour it for me because I think that I like 7 better, and I've done a few times back and forth to where I've like sit like a couple evenings on the couch where I've had 7 and 8 and I had Bill pour it, and I've gotten mixed results. So I wanted to do it in this blind to show you guys what happens for me. So I'm gonna set this one to the side, and I am going to pull out the blind Bill set up here for me. Got a triangle blind. Doesn't matter which one I drink first, because this is a little triangle. Now, that's what I got. I'm gonna take a little sip of water. Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't know what I'm doing. Don't know what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so I got a sip of water here. I've got 3 of these in front of me. 2 of them are one pour. 1 of them is another pour. Let's see if I can actually pull which one is which out of it, or if they're not that different, and maybe I just liked 7 better, or maybe I liked 8 better. I have no idea. Let's dive in and see. I know that I gave Disco 7 4 corks out of 5. This one, Disco 8, I'm giving 3.5 corks out of 5. It's just not quite as, I don't know, satisfying to me as 7 was. And 6 was even more satisfying than 7 or 8. So for what it's worth, that's what I think. But now, and actually, I'm all over the place. This is my squirrel moment. If I had a 6 still, I would add the 6 into this blind and it wouldn't really be a triangle blind, but I drank it all. Bill and I drank it all. It was delicious and I loved it. Okay, now let's move on. Let's do this blind. Let's dive in here. All right, that took me a second, and I did not want to bore you guys with that. I was like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ah! But I think I definitely came up with which one or ones were my favorite and which one I didn't like as much. And I actually picked 1 as my favorite and 2 as like my second favorite or whatever. I just liked this one a little bit better, and I think it was different than the other two. It had something different on the finish that I liked a little bit more, a little bit more of a creaminess, a creamier vanilla oak compared to the other two, which I didn't think were quite as rich. That's my opinion. We'll see what happens right here when I unveil what they are. Oh my gosh, here we go. Ah! All right, so I should start with the ones I didn't like as much. Now let's look on the bottom and see what they are. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah, this makes it legit. All right, the bottom of these two on the right, which I said were not as my favorite. They were not my favorites compared to the one on the left. The ones on the right, both, I don't want to tip these. They were both 8s, both Disco 8. The one on the left right here, as you can see, is 7. I think you guys can see that. I don't know. Anyhow, so I picked 7 over 8s, which actually goes perfectly along with what my rating system is. I said that I thought there was just something a little bit better in the finish of 7, and that's why I did give 7 4 corks out of 5, and I gave 8 3.5 corks out of 5. So there you have it. The blind actually worked out in my favor this time. I mean, I just did it in a blind, so I have no idea, but I liked it, and I liked the results, and I'm glad that they were like right in line with what I gave my rating system. So anyhow, if you guys have tried these, let me know. Have you tried Disco 7? Have you tried Disco 8? What do you think? Will you be buying Disco 8 if you haven't seen it yet? Let me know in the comments. As always, I really appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Dara, I'm the Average Drinker, and I'll see you next time.